Well, another season of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars has come and gone, and we have a winner. And I am talking with her. Yes, today, my guest on the podcast will be Crystal Methyd, the recently crowned winner of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. Now, Crystal is fantastic and just such an original, unique, just herself kind of queen. Like, she's unlike any other drag queen I think I've ever seen on Drag Race. So her win was definitely deserved, and it was fantastic to watch, and just fantastic to sort of watch her over this entire season. But what I want to add to this is the storyline with her was fantastic, but the combination of her and the runner-up this season, Joey J, I think was fascinating because it was both amazing to watch these two queens, both of which got their start on COVID seasons of Drag Race. That was what they were dealing with in their original seasons, and how they navigated that since they initially were on the show and have become these amazing drag queens is fascinating to me. So I'm also talking with Joey J today on the podcast. My first chat will be with Crystal because, she is a winner, baby. And then the final chat will be with Joey J. Now, I want to say with Joey, Joey's an interesting one in that Joey's time on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars this season was particularly interesting because no one expected Joey to go as far as she did. And that Joey was early out during her initial season of Drag Race. And so no one really expected her to go to the top at all. Well, except for myself and Joey, because I will say, full disclosure, I am friends with Joey and we have that in common. So that's why the chat is a little bit more informal, if you will. And I really think you're going to enjoy it because I was so proud to see how far Joey went. And if there could ever be a top two, this is the top two that I would want to pick. They're just perfect together. And Joey's sort of redemption, if you will, for really people didn't know a lot about her drag, and the fact that we got to see it and that she did so well. I'm so glad the internet fell in love with Joey, just like I fell in love with Joey. And I'm so glad that Crystal did such an amazing job, and also people fell in love with Crystal this season as well. And she did so incredible and is definitely a worthy winner. So this is a great episode if you love Drag Race, which I'm sure you do. I mean, I do. So sit back and grab a snack because I will be right back first with Crystal Methyd, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, and after that with Joey J, the runner-up for this season of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. So don't go anywhere. Off. I'm also a fellow Missourian, so
Oh,
congrats on being, I think you're the first Drag Race winner to be from Missouri.
I
I think.
think that could be true.
Just crazy,
Yeah,
crazy. I
but
love that. I love that. Well, first off, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm feeling really lovely. I've had some time to celebrate, a few days off. And now we're just getting back to work, back on the road.
Yeah, but like I mean, what's so amazing is, you come into this competition, you obviously were really very well loved, and you had a great original season. And so, how did you sort of feel navigating it, if you will?
No, yeah, I mean, I think that's why it took me a little bit of time to come back to All Stars. When you have a good run your first season, the expectations are just set really high. And my season was during a pandemic, so I felt like I was playing catch up for a long time of like I didn't get to travel around and do all the events that everyone else, originally does on their first season. I didn't get to do any viewing parties. So I wanted to make sure I got all of my, original season experiences done and over with. And I also wanted to have some things on my resume, like coming back that maybe other girls wouldn't have. So I was glad that I had time to get myself in Rolling Stone magazine, get myself in a Tubi movie. I just wanted to feel prepared and have more life experiences as an entertainer. Um, and so, yeah, it was the perfect moment. I felt so ready and confident.
Do you feel like, I mean, the All Stars competition is very different from a regular season. And so, what was it like sort of navigating the differences in how All Stars works? Because, obviously there's a lot more at stake, but at the same time, you come in with a confidence that probably didn't have with your first season.
Oh yeah, it's like I had definitely more confidence going in, and at the same time, I was on TV 6 years ago, so I've also had the chance to work with a lot of the fellow contestants. So there is always a social game aspect. So I think having a couple friends on the cast made me feel a little bit more secure as well. Um, but yeah, oh my gosh. I still am not a great social game player.
Well, I want to talk about that a little bit. Was there ever a moment that you felt like it wasn't going your way, or you felt like maybe you were in danger at all? Because from watching it, it looked like you just had it good. You just had it good.
Yeah, well, in my bracket, I was high the first 2 weeks. I won the first week. But that third week with makeover, I went in confident. I know I can do other people's makeup easy. But when the point ceremony happened and I didn't get my point, I really was like, I just lost my chance to make this merge. Like I had put all of my hope in Silky. Like I didn't even I never asked any other girl about points or anything. So I'm just so thankful that April, my Latina sister, like wanted to see me in that finale. So it
Hmm.
is all thanks to her.
Well, you also represent something within sort of the drag race world that I think is pretty rare in that, I mean, there's lots of quote unquote weird queens or quote unquote like what you've described yourself on the show,
Yeah.
like being different and sort of doing drag in your own type of way. But like you do it in such a positive way, in such a you assimilate into other, let's say the glamour type of drag. You assimilate into other types of drag in a really seamless way, almost like you're celebrating all different types, even though you have a very much a lane for yourself. So, like, do you ever feel like different among the other girls?
I mean, yes, but that's like what I made that happen. You know what I mean? It's my fault. I made that happen for myself, but I love it. Like I grew up in a very pageant dominated scene.
Yes, Missouri is so. When I was going to my first gay bars, it was either pageant queens or like very goth.
Yes. So it
Yeah.
was like the pageant girls are the ones that I initially was like starting up around. They didn't always like what, your girl was doing. But I did like their critiques of like they do kind of there's a way to elevate it and make it nice. So it was
Mm,
like even though sometimes I didn't like to hear what they had to say, like looking back now, I'm like, okay, all those critiques were valid. Like
mm.
so I do love, love, love the pageant drag, but when I was growing up, it was like when you're on a cast of queens, like you have to stand out and be different. And so I was fine to be that slot because it just meant that I had more opportunities and more bookings. Um, and it was like what I want. I never wanted to just be a pretty girl anyway. That was never why I got into drag. I got in drag because I fell in love with like the club kid culture of New York, and I was like, how do we bring that here to Missouri? Like, there's nothing like that here. Um, and so that was really what got me going hard into drag.
Yeah. Also, too, I mean, Rue loves you. Like Rue, I mean, she belly laughs when it comes to you. I mean, both you and Joey this season had, I would argue, you were Rue's favorites, just because you could see when Rue would see you, there was this sort of glee, if you will. And so, like, what is it like to see Rue gleeful?
I mean, it is like it's really crazy. I remember watching the final lip sync of me, or no, it wasn't final lip sync. It was me versus Jasmine Kennedy, and I like took my coat off, and RuPaul, her eyes were like going all up and down me. I was like, oh my God. So I think that it's really fun to make Ru happy. I mean, she obviously loves drag. She sees a lot of it. And so to be able to present something that's like, that is new and exciting for her, um, I feel honored. I love
Yeah.
every moment I get to spend with that woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess the question I want to wrap up on is, I think that last sort of line, that line you say after you win is sort of for me the thing I always look to, because a drag queen for me is like obviously just a great performer and doing great things, but when you win All Stars, it's about almost, setting up a different type of career for yourself, or a different lane, or a new career, if you will. And so when you said there is a method to the madness, it felt like the perfect branding for who you are as a drag queen, but also you going forward. So the question is, what is the method to your madness going forward as the winner of All Stars?
Oh my gosh, I am just gonna be trying to crank it up, making bigger and badder looks. And I'm really excited to have the opportunity to do bigger productions. I just announced my one-woman show today, the Enchanted Forest Tour. It's going to be happening in the spring of 2027. So to be able to have full control of a whole stage show with dance
Mm.
and puppets and chaos, I'm so excited about.
You're bringing Pee Wee Herman back to drag, and I love it.
I mean,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it so much. I love it so much. Crystal, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you so much.
I have to say, my bias is up front that you and I do have a personal relationship. We are friends outside of this conversation, so I am completely biased in all my praise that I'm saying for you right now. So, hello, Joey.
Hi, gorgeous.
First off, I need to ask, how do you feel right now after that finale?
I feel great. I crashed out a few days ago, so I got it all out. I'm great. I had a ton of Chardonnay on the plane and a ton of tissue. So I got it out. I slept on it. And honestly, the writing was on the walls, but they never brought a queen back from a season. That's gone far. And
Uh-huh.
they always go home immediately. And to make it all the way to the final two and win lip syncs against some of the best lip syncs, like the
Mhm.
best lip syncers in the history of the entire franchise. Like Silky has won 25 lip syncs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I already was mentally in the state of like, my shit's packed. I'm happy. I'm great. I'm good. Like I'll
Mhm.
just head out now. And then we're still there. And then it's Silky. And I'm like, this has been fun. I'm good. I'll
Mhm.
see you guys later. And then, oh my God, top two. So I'm so grateful and I'm so happy that I got to just share so much of like myself with the world.
Well, here's the thing that I think, and you and I've talked about this offline, but like, here's the thing that I think is so amazing about what happened during your part of All Stars is that narratively, you could not have asked for something more to come in the third bracket, to not advance in the third bracket, but then to be
Rigged.
the one. Yeah, but then to be the one that is brought back for the final round, and then
Yeah.
to do so well that you make it to the top two within that. I mean, that is a narrative that I don't think A, we've ever seen on Drag Race, and B, you couldn't script it better. It was just so well done, and unlike
I think we
what.
could have scripted it better.
Sure, but
but no, you're right. Yeah.
but like and this is what's been saying online, and I said it in my Instagram post about you, that like you won by not winning because you won everyone's hearts in the process. Like you
Thank you.
became a drag race queen that we were A, kind of introduced to for a lot of people, but then
Right.
B, also wanted to root for so much throughout the
Yeah.
season. So how does
No,
that feel to feel that love from people?
it feels amazing. I remember when the leaks started coming out with the cast, and people were not very excited about me, which is fine. And you're kind of used to it, especially being an early out, but it kind of fuels your fire to be like, this was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Queens evolve over time. Most queens evolve over time. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so excited for them to just see this 2.0 that I've been nurturing for years. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to just share everything. And then when things started happening, they're like, the spoilers are starting to make sense. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm glad that you guys can see this.
You know what's great about, and I mean, when I first met you a while ago now, when you came over, because you had my boyfriend who makes outfits do
Yeah,
body an outfit for you, and so you came over to our place and we had first met and we got along, and one of the things that I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about your drag beforehand, other than
right.
what I'd seen on the show, and I'd never seen you in person, so I didn't really know a lot, and I had not a lot to go on. And I remember leaving that being like, nah, guys, she's the real deal. She's like a good queen who gets it. Like, and I remember I felt for years I was making the case for you. I was trying to sell you to people because they had only similarly had very limited experience with you.
Right.
And I love being proven right. And the fact that now you did so well and everyone loves you, I'm kind of like, see, guys, I knew. I knew.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me score
No,
some points.
thank you, honey. Thank you for these really kind words.
But when you're in the competition like this and you're navigating it in the way, because like you said, you're a first out, and that comes with a reputation, that comes with
Well, second out, second
or
out.
second out, excuse me. That comes with a mindset that sort of imparts not only how people see you, but also how you navigate through your post Drag Race career after your first season. And so, how was it getting ready for All Stars with that mindset of what a early out queen has to deal with in their professional career? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we've talked about doing the show a couple of times, and I think that timing is just so important. And it's not just a pageant, it's a reality television show. And you know that there's going to be front runners in there. I knew going in I would not be a front runner, and so I would have to work against that if I wanted to really like make my mark. But the one thing that I promised myself, because the first time I went, we had a global pandemic. We had a lot of isolation. We isolated for about 11 days before we filmed anything. So I was already stir crazy and was kind of ready to go back home before we started. And I didn't enjoy that experience. And it was unfortunate because people would ask me like, "Oh, how it must have been so glamorous. This must have been amazing." And in my head, I would say, "Yeah, it was great." But in my head, I was like, I really didn't enjoy myself. And that sucks to take that away as how you remember it. So I
Yeah.
promised myself if I ever go back, I'm going to have the most fun
Mhm.
and I'm going to enjoy it and sit back and take it in. And if you're having fun, it will translate to the judges, to the other queens, and to the viewers. And I think that really set in here. And so anytime we're in the competition and I started feeling anxiety, I would go, wait, I'm not here for that right now. I'm here to have fun. And the only thing I'm in control of is how I'm feeling. So I'm not in control of what the judges want to do or what the other girls want to do. I'm in control of what I say, how I act, and how I'm feeling. And so I would just
Mhm.
prioritize that. And it changed everything from getting ready to the prep work. Like I had an absolute blast, and it was so much fun to put everything together. And I spent more money than maybe I should have, but I did it for myself because I was really frugal the first time around. And this time I said, I'm going to do this how I wish I could have done it before. And
Mm.
I want to feel the best that I can feel and look the best that I can look. And so I'm going to spend a little bit more money because if everything pans out, I'll be able to make it back. So,
And it did. It did. For the
yeah,
most part.
yeah,
Yes, it did.
yeah.
And so, well, sticking to that a little bit, with that mindset of being an early out and sort of how, because you even talked about it during the show where there was even one point where in the Raider Queen situation, you voted in a particular way because you weren't sure how the girls were going to react to you because you
No.
were random and lucky in the end to be in that mix. And you were playing a very strategic game at that moment because of that, correct?
Well, there were a couple of things that went into that. One, Kennedy and I had a conversation and it didn't make it on screen, but we had a potential alliance where if we were in the opportunity to give the other a point, we would. Note to queens, if it's the same structure, don't make alliances with the girls killing it because you're not going to be able to get any points from them. And so I promised Kennedy that I would give her a point, and we get to the
Yeah.
last episode on the main stage, and I did not give my point to Kennedy. And we did talk about it because she was not happy with me at first. But I said to her, listen, you had won the bracket, and my point
Mm.
wouldn't have helped or hindered your placement. You were already in. If this is my last moment on the show, what can I do that would make something pivot or change something around and just
Mm.
make a moment? And so I gave it to Jasmine because she could potentially tie and shake things up. And she did. And so I was really happy with that. Part two is RuPaul told me on the show, like, hey, there's $200,000 on the line. Play the game. The other girls are playing the game. Do what you need to do. Kind of telling me this isn't personal and it's not real life. It's okay to kind of take a step back from your morals, if that makes sense, because we're making a television show. And most of the girls understand that, and we don't take too much personally with what happens on the show because we know we're making good TV.
Yeah.
And so my first round in the semis, I'm like, Kennedy, better late than never. I'm putting you first because RuPaul told me to play the game. And in the deliberation, when we're standing in front of the Rady Queen, I even said, RuPaul told me to play the game. Let's play the game. Kennedy, first place.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't trust the other girls. I didn't have very good luck up to that point. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, what could I do to really cover my ass? We're all playing a game. I finally have a chance that would maybe help me.
Yeah. The other thing about your time during All Stars that, well, you possess something that both pisses me off but also impresses me, is that you get to be a hot person who's also funny. That pisses me off because, frankly, for some of the fuglos out here, you need to we only have the funny, and so you killed it in the comedy in one of the most important things that you can do on Drag Race, which is not only make Rue laugh, but make the judging panel laugh, and not even just do that fake TV laugh because we know what that sounds like, Rue.
Yeah.
But a genuine gut laugh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you did that multiple times throughout your time on. So were you surprised? I mean, you know you're funny, and I've told you you're funny, and you and I workshop things together, being funny,
Right.
And so, like, I know how funny you are, and so were you surprised at how funny they thought you were?
I don't know. I took some, which thank you for the recommendation. I took some improv classes leading up to All Stars, and I only had time to take 2 levels of it. And it was a lot of fun.
I've never called improv fun. To me, improv is a very important thing to understand, a skill to know, but it's like watching people rehearse. It's not something
it was very, for lack of a better term, like a little culty, but
yes,
it was really productive because it puts you in a situation to experiment where everyone is ready to crash and burn, and you can see what works and what doesn't work immediately, and then you get a new scenario and you can try again. And I think that really helped to just respond quickly.
Yes.
You don't know if it's going to land, but as long as you can just spit something out, it's going to make it a lot less awkward because the conversation will continue. It'll be very yes and I kind of just trusted my instincts on what would I say anyways. And because like I said, you can only be in control of yourself. And I always tell the girls, no matter what's edited, what's put in the show, what's taken out, you said these things. So when people are mad at the edit, I'm like, you still said this shit. So like, you can't be that mad. So I'm like, as long as if I'm 100% genuine, I can't be upset if I did crash out and get crazy. So I just was happy that they were laughing, but I'm like, I'm just going to be myself. Like, these are my friends. These are my peers. And we're just going to talk shit.
Well, and you also, and I'll add to that, because I don't think you probably maybe even recognize it, but like, because you're humble, but like, there is a level of confidence that you need to possess in those moments where you say the funny thing. And you, in so much of your time on All Stars, you had nothing to lose. You went in with the reputation of being an early out, and you knew what the girls thought of you. So you could
Right.
literally just be you.
Yeah.
And it opened up a door for you to not only shine so that everyone watching could fall in love with you, but also for you in some strange way to kind of fall in love with yourself and your own abilities and be confident in your abilities. And I think that really came through the television in
Yeah.
a lot of your
Thank
back and
you.
forth with the queens, and even the queens were laughing at a lot of what you were doing because you just was you being you.
Yeah. I think a lot of girls go in and they want to be the cuntiest, hottest, sexiest queen as possible. But I feel like a lot of people forget that drag is so campy
Mm,
and so exaggerated, and anyone can give hot, in my opinion. And everyone
not
can
me.
give
Not me.
sexy.
Not me.
No, you can
Not
give
me.
hot. I bet you, no, totally could. And but I think a lot of people forget about the humor and how
Mm-hmm.
important that is. And it's charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
first letter.
Mm-hmm.
So like you were booked on the show because they saw something in your personality and your audition tape.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be there. So ride your personality. But you
Mm-hmm.
have that. You
Yeah.
know, anyone can borrow a garment, pull something, wear something. Like you can change your makeup, put on a wig, but you can't change your personality. So ride with
Mm-hmm.
what you have because it already got you that far.
Totally. Well, the other thing that, I said in my post that what I love about your experience, and I'm so glad other people are seeing, is that, you're a star, yes, and you will perform and people will love you and all of the things, but fundamentally deep down, and this is something that you and I talked about even before you even left, was that you are what I love about bar queens, in that bar queens make up drag for so many people. They're the first experience. The story you shared on the show about meeting your first drag, and it was your mom's roommate, all the things like that experience of seeing a local drag queen at your local gay bar is one of the most important things that I think a queer person can have, and we all can relate to, and we all have that experience. And for you to sort of personify that both in your story but also just in your drag, in that you're approachable, you're yes, you're a great star, but you're also just a person. Like that
Yeah.
that's huge to convey, and I love that part about you. So I want to know, like, how do you feel about your drag post All Stars now? Like, how do you feel about sort of where you go and what you do? Are you still going to be the Phoenix girl, or are you going to be touring the world? You're going to be touring the world a little bit, I know.
I'm going to be a bitch. No. No. No, I feel great. And I think one thing and I talk about this with a lot of queens too, because I feel like sometimes the spotlight, especially with Ru girls, and a lot of us have experienced working with queens that are not fun to work with, and it's
Okay.
unfortunate. But I always think back to like, think about what we're doing. Just think about what we're like if there was an apocalypse and people found relics and artifacts and pictures of this is absurd. Okay? Like my dick is in my ass with tape. I'm not singing. I don't even look like them. And I'm taking money from strangers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not stripping. I'm actually more clothed than
Yes.
people climbing Mount Everest. Like the concept to me is so crazy.
Yeah.
And I try to tell girls, like, don't get that big of a head because you're not even singing the damn song. You are ripping off this artist times 1,000. So, like, just remember that this is camp and it's fun and it's silly. Be cunt
Yeah.
with it, but like, don't let this get to your head. Now, if you are Beyonce or Christina Aguilera, literally, great. More power to you. Go off, sis. But baby,
Yeah.
we are doing it for drink tickets. Like, it's not that crazy. Like, this is, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. So, like, then where do you go from here? Like, what's next for you?
Um, I'm going to ask for more drink tickets in the rider. No. I don't know. So I think that Drag Race is a beautiful platform. I don't think it is the end all be all. And I think a lot of girls get discouraged if they don't get on the show. I know some, like my drag mom is Aurora Sexton, and like she's one of the
Love
most
Aurora.
talented queens. She
Love
works in
her.
television. Yes, like
Yes.
there are so many routes that you can take with this. And I say, like, while you're young, experience as many things as you can, gain as many skills as you can. And now that I'm like, okay, I think I'm a little good at drag.
Yeah.
This is
You
kind of
think?
crazy. Okay, love that. I really want to tap into more of this comedy route. Like I want
Mm,
like I lately I've been watching movies like Bridesmaids or like Hacks, the television show.
mhm,
And I'm like Schitt's Creek, and I'm like, I resonate with this. I see myself doing something so silly like this and having an amazing time, whether it's in drag or out of drag. But that is really a direction that I want to like tap into and take a peek and just see what it's like. But in the
mhm.
meantime, we all have bills to pay, and drag is a passion of mine. And so while I figure that out, I will be doing shows, and we're traveling all over the world this year. So I'm going to
Yeah.
have a blast with that.
Well, Joey, like I said at the top, I love you very much. You're a good friend. So everything we talked about is really just two friends chatting and less me being a serious journalist in this moment. So I'm so proud of you. I'm going to say that. And I'm so glad that so much of the rest of the world who watches Drag Race fell in love with you just like I did when you came in to get a body form from my boyfriend.
Yeah, thank you. It was such a pleasant surprise.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks so much for checking out today's episode of the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Leave a rating and review wherever you're listening or watching this. I'm H. Allen Scott on everything. And in the meantime, go watch something fun today and go tip a drag queen. That's my advice for today. Go to a local bar, wherever drag is performed, and tip that local drag queen that's out there, probably auditioning for Drag Race, doing the thing, hitting the pavement, because those are the queens that make up why drag is what drag is. So have a good one.